Somalia was a failed state for an awfully long period of time, but nowhere are the consequences of Somalia more evident than when it comes to international terrorism and the threat from al-Shabaab, which is, as we designate it, a foreign terrorist organization. And in the past few years, the Shabaab threat, of course, has grown dramatically to the U.S. We've seen in the theater in Somalia the roadside bombs, the suicide blasts that come out of this organization. Militant compounds resemble, as the press reports it, Pakistan-style terror training camps. And because of the influx of foreign fighters into this area, the neighborhoods around Mogadishu are referenced by locals there as Little Afghanistan. So a year ago, al-Shabaab conducted the first attacks actually outside of Somalia. They killed 76 people, including one American in Kampala, Uganda. So there's a growing concern that al-Shabaab leaders are striving to strike targets not just beyond Somalia now, but beyond Africa. A European plot was recently uncovered. It was in the works, and it was uncovered. So links between al-Shabaab and al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, the most active of all of the al-Qaeda franchises, are becoming clearer and clearer to us in the United States. They are communicating more about operations. They're working together on training. They're working together on tactics. The bomb-making capability that al-Qaeda has, the expertise that they have there, is being combined with al-Shabaab's recruits. And these recruits frequently have Western passports. Many of them have U.S. passports. This is quite a deadly combination. And that's why last month, then CIA Director Panetta called al-Shabaab's threat to the U.S. homeland, in his words, significant and on the rise. U.S. forces have gone on the offensive, of course, targeting Shabaab's leaders from the sky. But we should have a diplomatic attack as well, and that's where I'd like to focus my attention here. We should target al-Shabaab's outside source of support. The government of Eritrea's support for al-Shabaab is well documented. Assistant Secretary for African Affairs Johnny Carson testified to Congress about Eritrea's supply of weapons to terrorists inside Somalia. The UN Security Council, acting at the urging of African neighbors, passed sanctions against Eritrea, demanding that the country, and I'm going to read from the sanctions here, cease arming, cease training, and equipping al-Shabaab. With al-Shabaab under pressure, it's time to tackle its state sponsors, its state supporters, before this menace reaches the United States. We must have an honest recognition of the destructive role Eritrea is playing in the region and designate it as a state sponsor of terrorism. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman Royce.